Good, whatever time of day it is you happen to be listening. This is the P&A Podcast Express coming to you from where we are, the places we be. We can, if it's. Yeah, nobody wants to drive that far. It seemed like it took you guys a long time to get there this time. Keep pacing. Like an asshole. Well, you gotta stop and smell the roses sometimes, even though I'm not able to smell anything right now. Oh yes, yes. But I'm glad you made it safe. You're older. It aged you by a year to go there. Very nice, very nice. It's just one of those winter crap cold things. I I did just full disclosure, just a scotch late, just a scotch late. Well, my audio meters on the screen here are different than what they are on on the board. I just put a cough drop in to hopefully not cough the entire show. So, don't you love that? Like somebody driving a vehicle where they just don't give a shit. They just don't give a shit. Very, very true. Very true.
That's successful.
Are you getting an echo now?
I'm not getting an echo. No.
Okay, good.
I was.
I had to make an adjustment to the board for your audio for the
Ah,
live feed,
I
and
gotcha.
I believe it's improved now, so
Well, that's good.
that's a
That's
plus.
that's solid.
We'll take it. We'll take it. So
I'm.
this is our 2024 wrap up.
Oh, this is the year in review.
This is it. Well,
We did the year in
that never
review.
works
Kind of.
out. That never
This is
works out.
no. Is this our? This is our look forward, and there's some things I do want to talk about. Uh,
Excellent.
so last year we set forth some goals. Um, we achieved some of them. We didn't. One of them was, of course, our dying restaurants tour. I think we're going to shift that to 2025 and try to do that if that's fair. I think we just had a lot of things going on, but we also accomplished other things that I would, have to look at the brighter side. We started, of course, doing the Legion hockey games, which wasn't something on our radar. So that was a big accomplishment for the year. So going forward, we're going to continue to do that. And I want to do our restaurant tour. And I know Matt Smith out there is very disappointed that we didn't do it. He left a note on my desk that the year's almost over. I still don't have an invite to Ponderosa. I'm disappointed, as well he should be.
I'm also disappointed. Our calorie consumption this year was not stellar.
Our calorie consumption was not stellar, either from the quality end of consuming calories that we wanted to or set out to, but also on the other end of way too many, because I think I've ended the year of 2024 probably between 20 to 35 pounds heavier than I was at the start.
Yeah, I played yo-yo this year. I dropped a bunch of weight, and then I found all of it plus some.
And then I found it. So we will be, and I want to talk about that. That's another thing I want to talk about, goals for 2025. I'm all for it, and we have to have, I think, the podcast weight loss challenge, something I want to do.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing.
The only problem is I need to get a scale for the studio, but with my current state, I have to find a heavy duty one if such a thing exists, because a standard bathroom scale just spins back around and it looks like I only weigh 23 pounds.
They do have a digital at Walmart that is a larger size one.
I need a larger capacity. And let's just say when I climb on ladders, I'm always scared because just by myself, I exceed the weight on most ladders. So I avoid those at all costs this day and age.
They're more of a suggestion. I never pay attention to them.
Well, when the ladder starts, going, bowing and creaking, it's kind of unnerving when you're 20 feet in the air and you weigh as much as I do. Or
you are perfectly fine within the confines of what the ladder can hold, and it's still doing that.
It's just all unnerving. I don't think at our age we're supposed to be on ladders. Is that just?
Well, no, I don't anymore, to be honest. So quick story. One time when I was like 19 years old, I had to climb up above a safe, like a big bank safe.
Right.
And I was working for the music store, and I had to put a tuba up above this bank safe.
A tuba? Okay.
So I've got a big-ass tuba case, and it was a brand-new tuba, right? It came in over the summer. It was going to a school in the fall. We're like, hey, we're going to store it up there because it won't get damaged. So it's still in the plastic, the big-ass case in the plastic. I have to stand on top of a 6-foot ladder on the very top of it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm up on the ladder. I climb somebody hands it to me. I climb the other couple steps to go up. I reach the tube up and put it on the shelf above the safe. And as soon as I do that and push on it at all, the whole ladder comes out from underneath me. So I'm on the top of a 6-foot ladder, and I'm thinking, well, it was a good run, 19 years, and I'm wondering what kind of wheels I'm going to put on my my wheelchair. And I'm thinking I got to learn how to blow into the stick to make this thing go. But so I fall, and I happen to fall right into the tuba box with all the popcorn pieces in it, and was completely unscathed. And the guy that I'm working with, who we both know, Mr. Chad Jakota, he's just like, holy shit, that was lucky.
That was lucky.
But ever since then, I do not like ladders whatsoever.
Right. I can imagine. Well, my last experience with the ladder was... Right. I was putting up a camera at my mom's house, a security camera, and I realized that I don't like ladders. For one, I had to climb off the ladder onto a roof. And then so to get in, I just climbed through the window into the bedroom instead of trying to mount from the roof onto the ladder, because I realized that I just don't have those skills anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. Ladders have never sat well with me, but I obviously I was dumb enough or brave enough to get onto the very top of one. but it was only a
Wait,
6-footer. But ladders
yeah.
that lean against stuff have always freaked the hell out of me.
Were you on the step that says not a step?
Yeah, that had like the paint bucket holder.
Right.
You go metal, 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 plastic.
Not a step. Not a step.
Yeah. Hey, fat guy.
Hey, fat guy. Not a step.
Luckily, back then I didn't pack the heft that I do now,
right.
or that
Right.
thing would have come crashing down way, probably with the tuba on top of me
Yeah. Jeez.
as Chad
Could you
carried the
imagine
box away.
if your head would have jammed right into the bell of that thing, and then you'd had to go to the hospital to get it removed?
That might be how I tell the story from now on, though.
Right. Just your head is jammed in the bell of this tuba after falling off the ladder.
I was worried about my head being jammed in the tuba. You don't even want to know where the oils went for it.
Right. I can now. Now I think the podcast cover it's going to be somebody with their head jammed in the bell of a tuba for this. Right, 100%. No,
So-
I don't. I can say that would be fearful too. Yeah, I don't want my head jammed in the bell of a tuba.
No, nobody does. And I'm laying there in that tuba box and I'm looking, and that thing's hanging about a foot off the edge of the safe. And when I say that, I mean this is a giant safe.
Right.
So when you got inside of it, there was lots of room up above to put things, and so I was a little bit freaked out by that.
Did
And
you say why?
That thing's like hanging off the edge, looking at me, and I'm like, oh boy, not cool.
Well, it couldn't have been like in the comedies, in the cartoons, and in the movies when you fall and then you fall and you land safely, and you exhale, and all of a sudden the tuba just edges, and then down on top of you.
Like Wile E. Coyote waiting for the anvil,
Right, when he
But
lets
then-
the sigh of relief, and he's like,
and then the anvil hits him, and then the piano falls on the anvil.
then the whole safe falls down.
And being that I was working in a music store, all of those things were possible.
Doesn't sound like the safest of environments. Who knew a music store was so dangerous?
Oh, there were a lot of bad things that happened there.
So many hazards.
Oh.
Many hazards.
I'll tell you what, OSHA was not a music fan because they never showed their face there.
They're probably like things to avoid. Music stores.
Yeah, just don't.
We don't have enough pens and enough ink for that.
No. So in about 4 minutes,
Oh,
a link is going to show up on our Facebook page
okay.
and our Instagram that will allow anyone to come join this thing.
And are we going to talk about resolutions here? Because I think the one is we talked about I hope to do the opposite of next year, a year from now, be lighter. And my goal is to lose between 35 and 185 pounds.
That's a solid goal. And I could stand to lose both.
Right.
Hopefully not through amputation.
Right. No, not that way. Not that way. So and before you listen out there, yes, I could still be a human being and alive and even lose 185 pounds. So
You'd be pretty skinny.
Anything. Yeah, I'd be back to
You'd be down a pants size or two.
maybe one. Yeah, just one. But
Oh,
no.
by the way, you're going to hear our dogs every now and then.
What are they doing?
I don't know. They're being assholes.
What are their asshole? What are their New Year's resolutions?
Barking. They're going to
Barking.
continue to bark
They're just going to continue to bark.
at nothing.
So, what is I got to think about this one, but what is have you ever heard anyone with just an insane New Year's resolution?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you have any come to mind that you can think of?
So, a guy that I was working with had decided that he would this next year, not this year, but this is like probably 3 years ago.
Right.
He was gonna in that year, he was gonna go from pretty much living paycheck to paycheck to having tons of money and being able to retire
In 1 year.
in 1 year.
From
with-
paycheck to paycheck.
Which,
Okay.
which was a valiant, very, hey, good on you, buddy.
Right.
Very proud of you. Except for he did all the same things that he did the year before.
He didn't change any habits. So that's the thing about resolutions, and it's right in the name of it. You obviously are changing something. So he was going to go from paycheck to being retired and rich in 1 year.
And it was kind of funny because he's like, yep. First thing I'm doing is I'm giving up vodka.
Okay, give it a vodka. That's a good start.
And I'm like, all right. So I'm talking to him, and I hear the like king of ice in a glass. I'm like, what was that? He goes, oh, for me the New Year doesn't start until the 4th.
New Year's doesn't start till the 4th. So I've always said this though too, and I agree because it's tough, and with the holidays and with everything starting, it's really tough to start resolutions on January 1st. And I think I've covered this on the podcast in the past. So I always vote for either go for like January 15th or February 1st to start your resolution things, because it's tough because you're winding down the tail end of the holidays. You can feel kind of either depressed or happy or bummed. They're just a mix of emotions coming off everything with the holidays. So I would say start your resolutions January 15th or February 1st is what I always kind of coach people through. And so far everybody's told me that well, nothing. Haven't gotten any feedback, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, keep working on it.
just keep pushing it, right? Just keep pushing.
That's what I mean. Sooner or later people will buy in.
Right. Oh, I got this. I just got this text, and then it's from +63 space 951 space 019 space 2375, and it says U.S. Post. You have a USPS parcel being cleared due to the detection of an invalid zip code address. The parcel cannot be cleared. The parcel is temporarily detained. Please confirm the zip code, address information link within 20. Then it's got a beautiful link here. Should I click on this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
As your official IT advisor, yes, please.
I should click on this link. Okay. Well, this just came through. I'm just checking. Then it also says, please reply with a Y, then exit the text message and open it again and activate the link, or copy the link into your Safari browser and open it. Have a great day from the USPS team! ! Right? What could possibly go wrong with that, Adam?
I don't see anything.
Okay. Do you want me to? So here's, if people want to copy the link at home, it's https USPS.USPS.com/hwu.top/us. So go ahead and check that out, people.
So the podcast got a voicemail the other day.
The podcast got a voicemail. All right, let's hear it.
And I'm just going to play it, the voicemail. I don't have my audio link to link my phone, but here we go.
A voicemail. People should send more voicemails.
Or less.
Right.
Okay, here we go.
My name is Briam Con in regards to Devin Palmer. If you could please give me a return phone call at 918-427-5799. Thank you.
Devin Palmer needs to call.
What do they want? Just the response?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it kind of like the holidays when you see the like gas stations that post the post on Facebook that just says, we just want to talk to this person if you know who this is?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Just want to talk.
I just don't think it's anything nefarious. Just we want to talk to this person. Should we call gas stations and just see randomly if we're the person they want to talk to?
Hey, I was wondering if you have any posters with me on them in there.
I just want to make sure I'm not the vehicle you're looking for. Just because you want to talk.
You know, I'm calling because I think I might have drove off there in 1994.
Right.
So if you could look back and see if there's a note, like a sticky note or something that references that.
Maybe go back to your head of security and see if he's got a sticky note on his monitor from 1994.
I think I owe you you guys $6 plus interest.
Right. And I'm willing to pay upwards of $12 for that $6 with interest.
Just
Gas was only 89 cents a gallon then. So
just to get it off my chest, just to not. It's my New Year's resolution.
I'm working through the 12 steps right now, and this is one of my amends.
Yeah, yeah, we're kind of hampered. We can't call.
We can't call.
We have no way to call right now.
We don't, do we? I don't have a
No.
BTA2 hooked up to my board. I thought of that. I'm like, I should have at least snagged it because I can plug one into the P4,
Yeah,
but I didn't think of it when I packed, and it's still sitting in the studio. Well, not helping us right now.
I mean, I could load up Google Voice and we could call probably, but
Oh, I suppose we could do
I
that.
don't. I don't have anybody I want to call, but I was just thinking.
I don't really either. I was hoping some people would click on the link that you sent out.
It would have just went out a second ago. So,
Oh. And apparently Junior doesn't want to, or GHC, or Cookie. Well, Cookie probably can't figure out how to use it. So,
or JTK.
yeah, JTK. Just major disappointment from everybody. This is how we're starting the year. Exactly how we ended last year. Disappointed in everybody.
And, they're treating it like it's a holiday.
Right.
Or, I mean, what the hell?
Right. Well, it's at least we can't get further disappointed in everyone, I feel like, because we pretty much hit rock bottom of disappointment.
One of my resolutions is to find better people to hang out with.
Yeah, I'm working on that. It's kind of like Christmas night when everybody's like, I can't make it. So I filled the studio anyway with other people, with replacements,
Exactly.
They were wiry. So, yeah.
Replacement players.
Right? Scabs. We'll find scabs to populate the studio.
All right. Well, we can make calls now anyways. Or
Oh,
if people want to call us and text us, 810-294-0455.
294-0455. 810-294-0455. There we go.
You can text us at that too.
Or text. Text or call. I'm just putting this out there in random chats that I have. Whoa, now I'm calling. I don't want to call. It's the last thing I want to do is get on a shitty podcast.
Don't want to hear from you.
Right? I don't want to. Clearly, no one does. Why is it not letting me? I thought I copied it. This is so disparaging. Copy. There we go. So we'll get somebody to call.
If we get really bored, I could 3D print something.
Could you 3D print us some new guests?
I could certainly try.
Right? Oh, man. So what else? So resolutions. I'm trying to think. What do we want to do with the podcast this year? I mean, this will be year 5 already of the podcast. Obviously, we were told the sweet spot is you'll hit the tipping point between year 2 and year 5. So if it hasn't happened, do we get to pull the plug in November? Because I cannot wait.
Do you kind of get the feeling, though, that the people that have told us that are liars?
Kind of get the feeling that everybody that knows anything about podcasts doesn't know anything about anything.
Knows enough never to start one.
Right.
Is really where I've kind of come to.
And that's true. All those people that comment on how podcasts should be and should do don't have a podcast.
Exactly.
Maybe that should have been a key indicator right there.
It's kind of like the people that are like, oh, death is such a sweet release. Well, do you really know?
Have you tried a podcast?
Have you tried the epic failure that comes along with having a podcast?
Have you tried the sleepless nights and the empty wallets that come with having a podcast?
Yeah. That about sums it up.
Have you sat on a mountain of audio equipment that's pretty useless other than for doing podcasts and said, where is all my money gone?
And then thought, boy, I could really use some cash. Why is all this shit sitting here?
Well, I wish the podcast could make some money. Because as of right now, we've got a setup the portable setup sitting at my house. I have a setup I'm podcasting with here. We have a setup in the studio at my house. We have a setup at your house in the studio. I think that's about 4.5 more setups than most podcasts have.
Yeah.
We're idiots. Well, I am anyway. So
I'm going to print something here that that will signify our podcast.
we went to the zoo yesterday. That was exciting.
Did you?
Yeah, they have this great zoo in St. Paul. It's actually donation only, so there's a suggestion, but you don't have to. So it's free generally for the public, and it's actually better than most zoos I've been to that you have to pay for. I was pretty impressed. So,
Really?
yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Well, that is pretty cool.
So if you're ever here in St. Paul or in Minneapolis and you want to go to the zoo and looking for something that they don't take the kids though. I tried to leave them there and they weren't interested in it. So
Well, that's unfortunate.
they said they're way more work than the actual animals themselves. So I said, I get it. I fully understand.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be like a Goodwill situation or something, but yeah, they won't take the kids.
No goodwill for you.
Yeah, and I said, well, you could at least put them to work, and they said we've tried that. It doesn't work out. So
Well, I think you need to find a better zoo.
right, find a better zoo. I like the way that sounds.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Find a better zoo.
Wow, why is that
What
so
else have we
big?
done? I'm trying to think. We've been busy every day. Oh, we went bowling, and we went to. Did you see the picture? Did it come through?
It came through halfway like 5 times.
So we went to this bowling alley. It's in the basement of a bar, and it's actually pretty cool. And these are actually lanes that are in worse shape, and I've never seen this before in my life than Deckerville's lanes. But yet they were busy. They're busy as shit. Like people come to bowl on these things from all around, and it's awesome. Just an awesome vibe. Like I said, in a basement, they've got a dive bar attached to it. They sell great burgers. They're like food. They've just got it nailed down. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Which I didn't take my good equipment, and I'm happy I didn't because it's much like Deckerville. You would not want to bowl with a good bowling ball there.
Well, you would hate to see it get your good stuff get thrown off by another bad bowling alley and then have to use it at Deckerville.
Right. Exactly. They kept dropping like the Penn Center kept dropping the 6-pin on the one lane every other time, and I'm like, yeah, this feels like home.
Well, there you go. Did they have a Roscoe? What's the word for Roscoe in Minnesota?
I don't know. I tried to figure that out. I wish I could have yelled something to get somebody. Maybe it was Skippy, I think.
That would work.
Yeah, Skippy, the lane's broke. But I don't know, not much yelling Roscoe. That's just what we do. I even find myself doing that at state tournament if we have a problem with our lanes. Everybody just kind of looks around like, what? I'm like, Roscoe. So what are you printing here? Are you printing a middle finger?
No, I couldn't find anything that cool.
Okay. What happens if I do this? Oh.
That, you raise your hand.
Can they see that at home?
Actually they can, yeah. Did you just see it from me?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Present now. I don't want to present now. Send reaction. What is here we go. We'll just give the old thumbs up. Turn on captions. Do I want that? No.
Oh, that might be interesting. Then we can speak Spanish.
Presented in Spanish. Well, they're not actually speaking Spanish. So we're
with AI, we could make it have us speak Spanish.
Right. So what do you think of Jimmy Carter passing away?
You know, the guy had to be tired. His wife passed away a while ago.
Right.
I think we've gotten plenty out of him.
And over the last years, he's kept running his face into things and getting bruised up. So that had to get old. So
Well, yeah. And how much of that was him and how much of that was whoever was driving that chair?
Right. Exactly.
Because it wasn't him.
So when was his birthday? I didn't even realize he had turned 100. I knew he was getting close. So, and have we had any former other presidents that have lived to be 100 years old?
No, well, I don't know. That's something
Yeah,
to look up. I know he's the oldest president, like lived the longest from when he went out of office
yeah.
till he died.
From the time his term was done and he left office to passing away, he's lived the longest. But I'm going to venture because they say that being president takes a lot out of you as far as years. You advance and lose many years as far as your health and everything. So that also makes me question how strenuous Jimmy Carter's years were. He
Well,
lived to be 100. He's also only a one-term president, though.
he was a one-term president that, much better man than he was president. I mean,
Yeah,
let's be honest.
right, right.
You know, you tank the economy, and really, that's about it.
Take the economy and really, that's pretty much it.
4 years well spent.
4 years well spent. Who was Jimmy Carter's vice president? I don't even know. Presidents, oldest presidents, oldest president at death. Is Jimmy Carter, 100 years and 89 days. Wow. So there we go.
So he would have turned 100 like quite a while ago.
Well, 89 days ago. So yeah, three plus months ago, almost 3 months ago. So good for him, man. Jimmy Carter, 100 years old, oldest president.
I mean, the guy does tons with Habitat for Humanity. He,
Right.
Just a hell of a humanitarian. Just not great at being a president.
Right.
It's all right. I'm not good at everything either.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. So presidents that died on the same day, of course, Thomas Jefferson and John Adams both died on July 4th, on the same day, 1826. Same calendar year, Thomas Jefferson died. John Tyler and Martin Van Buren both died in 1862. I don't remember 1862.
Sounds fake.
Right. These are fake news. 1901, Benjamin Harrison and William McKinley died in the same year in 1901. Right. Let's see. Presidents in order of death. Oh man, this is just a lot. This is a lot. There's a lot of data.
Well, they keep a lot of data on those guys.
Right. Did you know that John Adams was 90 years old when he passed away, and that was back in 1826? Seems like living to be 90 in 1826 would be like living to be 135 now.
Yeah. You would think like syphilis or something would have taken him out.
Right.
Die like a man.
Something like that. Die like a man. James Garfield died at 49 back in 1881. Youngest presidential death. Probably guess that one. Can you guess that one?
Yeah, don't know.
JFK, 46.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, that wasn't natural causes, but you'll have that.
That's why you have the argument that if this country would have been founded on banning guns, Abraham Lincoln would still be alive today. So
here's a tidbit for you, though. The last 4 presidents that have passed away, former presidents, Jimmy Carter, George H.W. Bush, Gerald Ford, and Ronald Reagan, all 93, 93, 94, and 100. They must be doing something right. So maybe we can throw that out the window as far as presidents like taking their toll. But anyway, Jimmy Carter, yeah, thanks for everything, Jimmy. Natural causes, 100 years old.
Good job, Jimmy.
39th president of the United States. President during the year I was born, in 1978. So there we go. Natural causes, Jimmy Carter.
Oh, do you hear this thing firing up?
I hear it firing up.
It's a beast.
Jimmy Carter wasn't in politics for that long, even, too, before he was president.
No.
So, Really, his wife just passed away in 2023. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not like he's been hanging out, waiting around for long. I mean,
He was in the Navy, also served during World War II. So, huh.
how old was she when she died?
That's a great question. Let's scroll back up here and see what we can figure out.
Rosalind.
Dude,
Rosalind.
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 Rosalind. Rosalind. Rosalind was, when she passed away upon her death, was she was, let's scroll back, scroll. 96 years old.
Yeah, so she was up there too, but you know,
Yeah.
what a cradle robbing son of a bitch.
That's scandalous, right? 3 years there. Yeah.
Holy shit.
So let's see, when she was born in 1927, they were married in 1946. So yeah, I mean, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter. Who knew?
They started dating when she was 12.
Right. So what are we down to now? Living former presidents? 4, 3, 4.
Yeah, I
So
don't.
we've got George Bush, we've got Billy Clinton, we've got Obama, we've got Trump, technically living former president, about to be president again, and we're about to have Biden. So I would say that's 5 in my mind. Am I missing anyone?
No, you're correct. 5.
Wow, look at that. Do I get
Can-
a gold star for the day in my
Can you guess their
my
ages?
social studies? Can I guess their ages? Let's see. Obama's going to be probably the youngest of all of them, actually, and he's probably about 72, maybe 73.
63.
Obama's only 63.
Yeah, the white hair really throws you off now.
Wow, that's impressive. So let's see, and let's look at. Of course, we know Biden is what, 84, 82. Biden's 82, right?
Yep.
Biden's 82. Trump is what, 80 or 79?
78.
78. George Bush is going to be probably 77.
78.
He's 78. Good guess there. And so Bill Clinton's 69, just because that's a great number for Bill Clinton.
78.
78. Bill Clinton's 78.
You got Biden and Obama bookmarking this trove of former presidents, and everybody else is 78.
Wow. So they're all 78 except for Biden and Obama. So 3 of the 5 living presidents are all the same age. Former presidents and current president. That's insane. So what was happening 78 years ago? What year would that have been then? 1940 what? Ugh.
It was cold.
Yeah. What an interesting year. If 3 future presidents were born in the same year.
Well, they would have been born within a year of each other.
Yeah, well, give or take, you're right. Because of the way the calendar works, you're right. Wrapping it around and everything else.
1946. So likely would have been conceived in 45.
Right. Huh. Obama's only 63 years old.
Yeah.
Gosh, dang. He was really young when he was in office, though.
46 when he was elected.
Dang.
Sorry, 47. Clinton was 46.
Do you think we'll ever see a president again in their 40s elected? Because it seems like we are really trending the opposite direction. And I wouldn't be shocked if we get a president elected that's 90 one of these days.
I'm all for us getting you elected.
Yeah, I don't want to be president.
I just want to see your beard catch up to mine really fast.
It'll do it too. That's another thing I've noticed. I was looking at pictures from a year ago, and my beard has substantially more gray in it now than it did the same time last year.
My white streak here is way wider.
Yeah.
And way whiter.
Way wider. Is it the podcast? Is that what's been causing all of this?
Yes.
The stress of the podcast.
It's the stress of never knowing when we're going to do our next one.
Is that it? Purely not knowing when we're going to record our next episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes its toll on me, too. I lose sleep at night.
Apparently people are shy and busy.
Yeah.
We've had our watch numbers go up and down and up and down and up and down today. So
Oh my goodness.
People are shy and busy.
Shy and busy. Well, it is New Year's Eve, right? Isn't it?
It is.
Let's see. What else? What do I have here?
So, are you going to ring in the new year and then start your drive home?
Yeah, pretty much. So we've decided we're leaving probably give or take about 5:30 in the morning here local time.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Well, on New Year's Day coming through Chicago, that shouldn't be too bad.
Well, we still if the weather's good, we might go through the old UPA. So
Oh, there you go, eh?
So that way we'll drive by Green Bay and
Come in North Route.
yep. Come in there Norder route and have it all be done. So and I'm thinking to myself, I just forgot about I forgot my math about the time change. So I think 5:30 is what we'll have to stick with as far as leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I forgot we're an hour behind. Because currently here it is 1 p.m. So, time zones and crap.
Yes. The space-time continuum thingy.
Oh, so terrible.
Yeah, so gross.
Should we call anybody or nah? We're fine. We're fine.
No, not this one. If we end up recording one more today, we'll make a call.
So I saw Mike Abraham had a birthday. So happy birthday to him on the 30th. Now I know what he was complaining about when he was sending things out about how having December birthdays suck, but I think in the grand scheme of things, is there levels of suctitude? Because mine might suck a little more being 2 days after Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, what's his end up being? His is like within
December 30th.
So, yeah, he's got a couple of days on you.
Yeah.
But he's also, I mean, honestly, you guys, your birthdays both suck bad.
I know.
Because it's in between the holidays. So, when you were a kid, how often did you, get together with family in between Christmas and New Year's? And it's just like, oh, yeah, hey, happy birthday.
It was usually, we're all together. We should celebrate Phil's birthday, too.
Yeah, here's a card we made you.
Right. Or I've often told the story about how we'd be at my grandparents' and my cousin would get the same gift as I did for Christmas, and then I'd have another one wrapped up, and it would be like a little like radio controlled car or something, and my next gift would be the batteries for it, and that would be my birthday gift. So then I'd put the batteries in the radio controlled car, but then my cousin would whine and complain that he wanted to play with his, so they just give him the batteries, and I'd look and be like, wait a minute,
Well,
So-
and I'm sure you got plenty of times where people showed up and they're like, Phil, we had little Jimmy make you a card out of a old Whopper wrapper that we found in the back of the car. So here you go.
The Whopper wrapper, yes.
There's a loser lottery ticket. You can turn that in though.
Right. Second chance drawing.
Yes.
Drawing. How we got you a stack of losing lottery tickets. Here you go.
There's also a Ed McMahon postcard in there. You might already be a winner.
You could already be a winner, yes. You can't win unless you send it in and play. Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yeah.
So we were watching TV, and I want to talk about this. We were watching TV. The TV was on, and I happened to hear a commercial, and it was talking about this. And this is where mine works. It says, "Do you or your loved ones have any reel-to-reel or VHS tapes out there of degrading video?" And my mind went to maybe, and because I thought the way they phrased it, they said degrading video, and then they chime in that we can convert them to we can convert it all to digital for you. And so, is it bad that my brain, when they said degrading video, popped right into, of course, things that I don't want the general public to see?
Well, if you think about it, things that are still left from that era on video are probably things that you hid away and didn't want the general public to see anyways.
If there's anything on a VHS tape out there that was recorded with a video camera, you probably don't want anybody to see it anyway. Yeah, that's
No.
100% accurate.
So that's my only thing is it probably is pretty degrading.
So if you have any degrading videos out there, send them to us.
Absolutely. You can email them to P&A Podcast Express at gmail.com.
Or drop them in the U.S. Postal Service box and just care of P&A Podcast Express, P.O. Box. Just leave it blank. It'll get to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll figure it out. The Postal Service is smart like that. They never make any mistakes.
No, never. Don't send it FedEx, though. Holy shit.
No, do not send anything FedEx. You're bound to get a rude awakening.
That will end badly.
Did they purposely just want to tick people off with the holidays? Is that what I'm thinking?
Well, so apparently there was all kinds of that kind of stuff. Like there was a guy, an Amazon driver that had just rented a storage unit, and he was just taking random things that he thought would be great and throwing them in the storage unit to open later.
What? So has this happened? And they figured
They finally caught him like after like 3 months of doing that.
So any packages that he thought looked interesting sounded, would he just like shake them, or would he?
Or, you know, I mean, half the time you get something from Amazon, it's just in the box that it comes in.
No, I guess you can see kind of what it is on the outside. Absolutely.
So Anthony ordered a phone, and he was having it delivered here. And it was coming in FedEx, not through Amazon, but it was coming in FedEx. And we called the company, the company sending the phone, which was Google. And we're like, hey, we can't find this. What kind of package you send in? Oh, it just comes in the box.
Oh, geez.
And we're like, okay, yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's been gaffled.
That was terrible.
I will say Amazon is good about things. I think twice I've ordered something and did not receive it, and they just sent me a replacement for it at their cost. And like I said, it was legit. It wasn't just me claiming that whatever I'd ordered didn't arrive, even though it had. So
yeah, I've only had a couple of things. Now the other day, I had ordered filament for the printer, and of course I'm pretty excited to use it. The printer got here ahead of the filament, and the filament I kind of ordered late because I was waiting for him to ship the printer. I didn't want to have the filament sitting here, and I knew it would come with a little bit, but so they have a thing that says, all right, this is New Year's Eve, or I'm sorry, Christmas Eve, and it says your filament's been delivered. Look all over hell and high water for it.
Oh,
it's nowhere.
yeah.
It's nowhere. Can't find it. And it specifically says on the delivery from Amazon, because it was delivered by an Amazon driver, it specifically said left on the porch.
Right.
Didn't think they left it anywhere else, right? Because they have to type that shit out.
Right.
Or at least select it from a menu. So the next day goes by. I'm like, all right, whatever. Go out to the mailbox. Sure as shit.
There it is.
It's in the mailbox, which is not anywhere near my porch.
You're like, they didn't even tell me they left it in the right place.
Thanks, assholes.
Thanks for nothing. One time I ordered sauces, like barbecue sauce, like Japanese barbecue sauce, and it was a combination of like 3 of them.
Yeah.
It showed up there was only 2. And so I went through their automated. You can't call. I mean, trying to call Amazon and get somebody on the phone, virtually impossible.
Yeah.
I don't even think Jimmy Carter could do it when he was alive.
No.
But the thing about it is their virtual assistants are usually pretty good. So I said, I'm just missing one. I just want the one I'm missing. And how their system works is it's much easier with their SKUs and everything. They just sent me a whole new 3-pack of them, and they're just like, yeah, just keep the 2 you already have.
Well,
like, all right.
We were getting shipments from a Beverly Lloyd.
I remember that.
And it was the weirdest thing because they were like, yep, if you get something, you can just throw it away. And most of the time it was total crap,
Right.
A few times, well, we still have a beard trimmer around here that I haven't used in a while, but I still use it, that we got on that. And it's a really nice ornate one. I'm sure it's completely from China.
Right.
But I like it. And but then the boys got a Nintendo Switch, and that's the one that really made me call them and go, "What's going on? It's my address, but it's this person." And the biggest thing was I didn't want to get charged for a Switch.
Right.
And they're like, "Well, okay, we'll have you send it back. We'll get a hold of you." Like 2 to 3 days go by, and this guy calls me back, and this is I'm doing this all over chat, right? This guy actually calls me, and he's like, "Yeah, it's kind of your lucky day because we have no way in our system to actually get it back, like issue a return label for it because it was never in our system."
Huh.
Perfect. I'm
Beautiful.
like, so I'm not going to get charged for this? He's like, it's not tied to your account. It's not tied to an account at all. So no, you're in the clear.
All right. So now is the portion of our podcast where I want to talk about odds of things we think will happen and things that will happen in the 2025. Some of them we talked about for 2024. We're charting in new countries, and so Chartable went away, so I have no idea of knowing if we reach that goal because we want to I believe, obtain 2 or 3 more countries that we've charted in.
Yeah, and I did find, and I need to get this to you so you can get signed up on here too. I did find another basically thing that monitors not just Apple, but several different charts. And we showed up on a different chart.
Okay.
I signed up for it like over a week ago.
Beautiful.
Because I got a notice that Chartable was going away. And Chartable just did Apple.
Right. And by the way, I would love to talk a lot of shit about Chartable, but I can't because they're under the umbrella of Spotify now. So we love you, Spotify.
Yeah. Well, they could have made them not go away.
Right. Yeah. Thanks, Spotify. You could have we like Chartable and the things that they did. So yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, I've got a thing for that, and we just charted on a platform, and I don't remember what the platform was. It wasn't one of the major ones, but the major ones I consider like YouTube, Apple, Spotify,
Amazon,
yeah,
Google Pods.
yep.
So now's the time. And I haven't done this for a while, but tell people to like and subscribe and give feedback, even give a review. And if you give a terrible review, I'm going to make up another story about it and tell and out you about the terrible review that you gave. But don't worry, it's going to be a totally fabricated thing. Ask Chet about it.
Good old Chet.
Good old Chet and his shenanigans, right?
So the print's done. You want to see this thing?
Yeah, I do. That's all the time it took.
It was a small print, but
all right.
Yeah, apparently this printer is like 4 times faster than most of them that are out there.
Well, that's impressive. It's very swift. Look at that. What? Is that a little tugboat?
It is.
Oh, I like it. It's a little green tugboat.
It's the first green thing that I've printed.
It looks very detailed for that fast, too.
I did it in a shortened print. These normally take about 20 minutes. I did a 15.
Yeah.
Which is why I have this little tail of
filament cleans, that cleans right off.
Yeah, you just break that off and you are good to fly. So
well, that's awesome.
I said I'd print something that had significance to the podcast. This is the ship we're going on that will sink.
That is the sinking ship that is the podcast.
So yeah, it's a cute little thing.
Yeah. I dig it.
We're going to end up with all kinds of weird shit in the studio.
Well, I like it. I've already scoped out some shelving. So that's another goal for 2025 is get some shelving up in the studio because we have lots of things. The things that we display are becoming more and more prevalent. So I feel like we need some shelving. And I think we're going to put it on the guest side, the outside wall. Do you think that's probably the best?
Yeah, I think so. And we could probably rearrange some stuff so that we could put some
And that's something
even
that
to the
was
sides of us, and it doesn't all have to be on camera.
that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. We're gonna have to do maybe a studio rearrange and refresh in the new year, as
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
I think so too, because we're going to have some attractions there.
Attractions.
I
I like the
can't-
way that's put.
I can't wait to have Palm Street Land.
The Palm Street Land.
We don't have any rides, but we'll shove you down the stairs.
we'll shove you down the stairs in the water heater box from the basement, and
There you go.
and also, what else could we do? Maybe we'll have my riding lawnmower where you can tool around the yard in it.
That's beautiful.
That's two rides right there.
There you go. There you go.
Sounds high dollar.
Well, it would be.
So the thing that everybody's wondering about too is, as far as me, 2025, is it going to be the year? Because I went all of 2024 without a haircut. So is it going to happen in 2025?
I'm going to say no.
You don't think so? You think I can go another year without a haircut?
Yeah.
Is that a challenge?
I mean, I think if you're not a bitch, you'll make it another
Okay.
year.
So all right. I guess we might put in another year without a haircut.
Sorry, Silent N.
She's over there making faces. They're all sitting at the table, so I can see them. They're all sitting at the dining room table right now in our Airbnb, and I'm getting faces made at me right now about a stink guy. Yeah, clearly stink guy about not getting a haircut in 2025.
You did avoid making said trip to a barber or anything like that this trip, though.
So I did, and it's funny because the same scenario happened 2 years ago with said basement bowling alley. They said, let's go for a walk. And we had to pass the corner where Schmitty's was. So I stayed as far away and as wide a berth from Schmitty's as I could.
Other side of the street type of thing?
Yeah, pretty much. I hopped to the other side of the street almost instantly.
He was probably just standing out there with the scissors, like, chop, 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 chop.
He was ready. He was ready. Like, Schmitty's like, I remember you.
I'll get you this time.
Although since then, I don't know if the guy that cut my hair would be nearly as interesting because they've legalized pot here. So that was our biggest conversation last time. The guy was cutting my hair, and of course, he smelled the part. So I could tell he had indulged a lot. And that's what he wanted to talk about. He's like, "Oh, it's legal there, man. That must be so awesome." I'm like, "Sure."
You should have been like, dude, it took all the thrill of doing it away.
Right. It's kind of like
no interest.
It's kind of like being a teenager and drinking heavily, then turning 21 and being like, man, it's not taboo anymore. Doesn't matter.
Hi, Windows.
All right. Did you like that? That popped through?
Uncle Bill.
Right. Uncle Bill says I need to update my security.
That was him reminding me that I have drops I can play.
Like this?
Not so funny now, is it?
There you go.
I actually have a couple, yeah. I've got this gem, too.
It's got nothing to do with me, okay?
It's got no. Oh, congratulations, Junior, on your first ever. Congratulations, your ball finally dropped, and you've won a championship in fantasy football.
And
so
you will never win another one, having forsaken us here today.
But he also he did my bidding. He did my bidding.
All of our bidding.
As I have others do my bidding, and he has vanquished the Furious One in fantasy football. So, right? Oh, so we're thankful.
It's got nothing to do with me, okay?
Had everything to do with you. You shouldn't have beat me in the semifinal.
No, but man, what a pedestrian effort he put forward in the finals.
Oh, I know. I don't think he barely scored 100 points in the final.
No, it was bad.
Like that's the one that I'm most ticked about. That's the worst beat. Was he beat me by 0.7 points. 0.7 points in the semifinal.
Do you think that he just kind of phoned it in because he's like, oh, he's telling his buddies, oh, hey, I don't have to do a whole lot. I'm playing a guy with one ball.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure he did. So he only started half of the normal starting lineup that he was going to. Because this is all I need to beat him, right? But Junior pulled it out, man. Just did it. So thank you, Junior.
I'm going to look here and see the actual score.
So other champions I want to congratulate, of course, Mikey Smith nabbed another championship in the Blue Water with special guest P&A Podcast League. So good job, Mikey Smith. I don't have the applaud button on my thing, but champion again, back to back, I believe, for him in that league. Of course, Junior, congratulations on your championship. Right, and in Dynasty, congratulations to Carl. Carl won that one, so I work with Carl at the bridge there. So congrats, and of course to myself for winning. Yeah, thank you. Seventh straight year winning at least one championship. 7th straight. So
Nice.
So there
nice.
we go.
So the official score in the TTS League, what could be the sunset year for the TTS League, I believe.
I'm out. I'm out after this. So yes.
Junior, the 4 seed, taking out the 1 seed, 129.75 for the Furioso Speed Racers, and for and 1, 155.10.
Hi, Chihuahua. There you go. So,
Junior, you son of a bitch, you did it.
You did it, Junior. You did it. So my final tally on the year was 1 championship, 2 third-place finishes, and a 4th-place finish. The 4th was in TTS. Mikey got me in that one, too. So,
It's the rototiller guy.
yeah, it's a rototiller guy.
So we should probably jump out of this one. Are we going to record one more today?
We can. I mean, I don't know if I have more things to say.
I don't, but we never do.
Not like any of this has had any value.
None.
None. So, yeah, thankfully, of course, Silent End's very happy that the fantasy football season is wrapped up because apparently it's been altering my mood on Sundays for the last couple weeks. So,
Well, I mean, let's be honest. You're kind of a bitchy football fan.
I am a bitchy football fan. I admit that.
I'm all sitting there last night feeling good about the game. I never. The odd thing is I never felt like they were actually going to lose that game.
You know, I did, but I didn't. When they first started off, and did you see the final statistic? The first time since 1937 that a game has had 10-plus touchdowns scored and 0 punts.
Yeah.
That's impressive. We never saw the punters at all last night from either team. And
Well, if I was a coach, I'd kind of be afraid to bring any kicker on that field too.
right, the footing on that field was treacherous last night.
It was.
I know that people were talking about JMO like not doing so well, but he just lost his footing on that one. And that's when I text, get JMO some better cleats. That was tongue in cheek because I know that field's crap. So,
well, when your team goes to shit like that, and by going to shit, I mean McCaffrey got hurt.
And it's not like in California they have enough money to get a good field because they're so poor out there. So, you know, and of course there's no money in California. The 49ers, I mean, they're just a trash organization that's never won anything. So why would they have a good field, right?
Exactly.
So
They'd just get taxed higher if they had a nicer field.
right, that's it. They probably can't afford the taxes on a nicer field.
We're gonna keep that old field turf.
Right.
The old stuff that's like a half inch of rubber on cement.
We'll just keep having players get injured because we, you know,
Yeah.
what do we care?
Sorry your career's over, Nick Bosa, and you don't have any knees left.
right? Ugh. So anyway, yeah, the Lions, of course.
Am I wrong to kind of like Nick Bosa a little bit now?
No, I kind of haven't minded him either. So I agree. Holy crap, let's see.
I really, really, really want to hate him.
It's just tough. It's tough to hate.
Yeah. But
so let's
I kind of enjoyed I listened to his press conference last night. That was pretty good. You know, just him being a big jackass is pretty good.
right.
So,
Always pleasurable. Michigan still leads 16-10. It's in the 3rd quarter.
yay.
Yay. So what else? So Lions. So now it's Lions Vikings for all the marbles as far as the NFC top seed. It'll be the first time in NFL history that a non-division winner will have 14 wins. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
So
A 5 seed. I mean, and that's where the NFL fucks up. I'm sorry.
No, they really dropped the ball on this.
They really need to seed the they need to seed the teams that come in.
right.
You know, there's no reason that now with 17 games that a team that's 10-7 or 9-8, heaven forbid, actually
Have a home game.
Yeah, I mean, what a farce.
But it's just because so many of the other divisions are trash, though.
Well, and you posted some stuff about Green Bay earlier.
Yeah.
Green Bay doesn't deserve to be where they're at. They just got lucky that their schedule was horrendous.
Oh, I know. Their strength of schedule is it's a joke.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the Vikings' strength of schedule is kind of a joke too, because they're in the 20s, I believe, for strength of schedule. So
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And I really think that what you're going to see next Sunday is the same thing you saw last night. The Lions defense, well, they're going to get a couple of guys back for next week.
right.
They're going to be rusty though. So you're going to see the same thing. You're going to see a Lions defense that can't stop a whole lot, and you're not going to see our punter.
No.
And
here's the thing too. The only negative I see is just the mental things. Clean up some of the stupid mental little stuff. The skirmishes, the little after the play stuff. I don't like some of that I see.
Yeah, I don't either. I that to me is on a team that is otherwise extremely disciplined.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing too. I watched a video about this with JMO. The scouting report on him is that there are certain things that you can say to him and certain things that you can do to him while you're defending him that will trigger him into fits of rage type of thing. And
bait him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm there needs to be more of that. I mean, that block that we saw last night.
Yeah.
And this is what I don't understand why the NFL is so freaking terrible with their officials. And that block, he gets blocked into the stands.
Right.
Somebody else comes in and knocks the guy off of him. And JMO swats back at the guy and is like, "What did you do that for?"
Right.
And it's offsetting penalties. Like, one was just as bad as the other. No.
Right.
No, I'm sorry, it wasn't.
I agree.
So, all
well,
right, should we get out of this one?
Yeah, we get out. So, do we want to do another one?
I'm good with that. That puts us to where we don't have to try and do anything else until Thursday through the day or something.
Well, all right then. Let's do another one. Let's give it a little maybe a 5 or 10 minute break here, and
yeah,
we'll load another one up.
That sounds good to me. I'm gonna play the stuff here.
The outro song.
Oh, that wasn't
it. I like that better than our outro song. Just kidding.
That was pretty good though.
Well, welcome to 2025, or welcome 2025. It's another year. We got some things to do, some goals for the podcast, and we'll make it happen. He's Adam Filkins. I'm Phil Nickel. He's coming to you from parts unknown. I'm coming to you from St. Paul, Minnesota. And enjoy your evening if you're watching us on Facebook Live. And if you're listening to us, Happy New Year. So be safe. Don't make any stupid mistakes. And, of course, as always, make good choices.